Today I was reminded of the story of the prodigal son. So in Luke chapter 15, Jesus told a story about the prodigal son. There was this father that had two sons, and the youngest of the sons went to his father and said, can I have my possession? Can I have what is mine? And the father, because he's loving and he's not going to try to control his son, right? He gave his son what he asked for, his portion, what his possession was. And the Bible tells us that he goes out into the world and he went to a far country and he lived a prodigal lifestyle. I mean, he was doing the most, he was living it up, it was doing him. And then there was a famine in the land and he'd spent and wasted everything that he had, right? And then it tells us that he joined himself to a citizen of the country, and then that citizen sent him out into the field to feed the swine. And he was so hungry, nobody gave him nothing, right? And he would have happily eaten the pig's food, but then he came to his senses and he went back to the father. And when the father saw him, the father, opened up his arms and ran to him to meet him. I think what stood out for me for the story was that when the father ran out to him, the father said a very key thing, and this jumps out to me. He said he sent the servants to get the best robe, get a ring to put on the son's finger and sandals on his feet. And straight away, something spoke to my spirit. That is that your best will always be in the Father's house. Your best will always be in his presence. The best you, the best version of you will always be where the Father is. The further you move from the Father is the worse of yourself that you would experience, the worst version of you, right? The more you pull away from the Father, it's the worst version of yourself. You realize he left the father's house and he moved away, far country, and out there, in his mind, he thought he was probably living his best life. But what was happening is that the worst version of him emerged. Also as well, when you're out there living the worst version of yourself, you will do things or think to do things that you wouldn't normally would have done, because the Jews had nothing to do with swines. But yes, here was a Jew feeding swines and he would have happily eaten the food, but thank God he came to his senses and he went back to the Father. So whatever you're going through today, stay in the presence of the Father, because where he is your best.